Happy Monday, everybody. I love Mondays. Mondays are opportunities to have a new beginning. You can you can do whatever you want out of your week. You have the opportunity to make it awesome, which is usually what I try to aim for. With that said, I figured I'd start the week with a video about intermittent fasting. So yesterday I talked about the ketogenic diet, and which is what I'm doing, the standard ketogenic diet. And today I decided to talk about intermittent fasting because to me it goes hand in hand. When you do the ketogenic diet and you do intermittent fasting at the same time, it allows you to maximize the fat burning into your body, basically. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is when you start switching or pushing back your meals in order to have longer period of time where you're not going to be eating anything. People will go, ooh, I'm not sure that not eating is a good thing. You will still eat the same amount of calories throughout the day, which, by the way, you should never go lower than 1,200 calories unless you do a fasting day once in a while, but it is not something to do every day. It is not good for your body. So even though, for example, what I do, I don't eat from around 4 p.m. in the afternoon until noon the next day. So all of my meals, I eat between 12 and 4 every day. During that time, I eat as much calories as anyone do. I usually aim for 1,400 calories, which is a lot of calories. I eat all of my macros, so all of my grams of fat, all of my grams of protein, and all my grams of carbs. And I eat that within a 4-hour period. The rest of the time, believe it or not, I am not hungry. I do not crave any food. And as I said in my video yesterday, I used to eat every 15 minutes. I would have something that I would be snacking on. So this is a big jump into the right direction for me. Intermittent fasting can be done on keto or a regular diet. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can do intermittent fasting. I find personally with me, it works better on keto because the high amount of fat that I eat keeps me full throughout my fasting, and it cuts my cravings and things like that, because I've tried fasting on a regular diet and all I want to eat is friggin' donuts. So there are different types of intermittent fasting that you can do. Some people will do what they call a whole day fasting, where they will do like 1 or 2 non-consecutive days, so not 2 at the same time. But those days where they will eat they will only drink water and eat lower than 500 calories or 500 calories. 200 calories of those will be of protein to make sure that your body don't miss what it needs, basically, to function. So they will do that for 1 or 2 days in a week, and the rest of the days they will eat normal. That is one option. Then you have the alternate day fasting, which you will usually do 1 day of what I've just said, so 500 calories, and 200 calories of those are protein. So 1 day of this and water, of course, you have to stay hydrated. And then 1 day you eat normal. 1 day you do your fasting, 1 day you eat normal. They do that all the time. Or the time restricted feeding, which is what I personally do. So I will go 20 hours in a day without eating, 4 hours window where I eat. 24 or 20 hours where I don't eat, 4 hours where I eat. During those 4 hours, I usually eat 2 meals. I used to do 1 meal a day. People would look at my plate and go, how are you able to put all of that in your belly? And I'd go, if you don't eat for 24 hours, once you do get to eat, you will be able to fit all of that in your belly. Trust me. Plus, I love eating. But these are the different types of fasting that you can do. And there's not a bad answer or a wrong or right answer. Whatever works with you, whatever you choose to do, as long as you make an effort and you listen to your body, you're okay. The first few times that you're going to do fasting, it's going to feel uncomfortable because, you're used to eating all the time. So don't expect it to be super easy at first. The best way to do it is to start slow. So the first time, I would recommend you just push your breakfast or whatever. If you don't eat breakfast, your lunch, push it until you really feel hungry and uncomfortable. And then it's time that you eat. So try pushing it a little bit more. Once you've been doing that for a little while, try to go for 3 meals a day. So instead of snacking and eating your 3 meals, stick with your 3 meals. Make sure you still eat the right amount of calories and everything you need within those 3 meals, but stick to it and do not snack. Then once you have that under your belt, could be a few weeks, could be a few days, could be one day, depending, how you feel with your body. Then I would go to 2 meals a day, which is what I'm doing right now. 2 meals a day. Again, you eat, whatever, you make sure that you eat enough during those 2 meals. If you can't do it and eat enough calories, then fasting is not for you, because you cannot not eat enough. This is not good for your body, and it's not the purpose of doing intermittent fasting. So once you do the 2 meals, you can go for 1 meal a day and try it if you want. Personally, I did not enjoy it. Maybe it's because I do keto, maybe not. But I found that eating so much fat in one sitting, because I do eat around 120 to 130 grams of fat a day, was making me run to the washroom, and it was not pleasant. I'd have to eat at home before going anywhere because, shit happens. Sorry, my language, but literally. So be careful with that. Um, Whatever works for you, you go for it. So the benefits of doing intermittent fasting, there are many, many benefits. Number one benefit would be weight loss. I mean, the time that you're not eating, especially if you're on a ketogenic diet, you're just going to burn your own fat. Once your body is done burning whatever it has in reserves from your food that you eat for the day, it's going to start burning your own fat. Even if you're not on keto, it will still eventually do that. You might even get into ketosis, even though you're not trying to do keto, because once your body doesn't have any carbs or sugar to burn, it automatically goes into ketosis and start burning your own fat. Another one is it actually reduces the insulin in your body. Insulin resistance is actually something that happens to many individuals that we don't even realize it happens. I actually had that before I started doing keto. It took me a little while to start burning my own fat on the ketogenic diet, and that was caused by me eating every time, every day, every 15 minutes. I would eat something, which in turns your body will shoot insulin to try and level out all the sugars in your blood and everything you eat to make you, or try to make you, healthy. So when you've been doing that for years and years and years, your insulin system is tired. Think about a car. If you drive it for like 4 days nonstop and you don't stop it, eventually it's going to start overheating, and it's going to try. It has coolant, it has whatever, but eventually the car is going to be tired. Same with your body. And a car you can replace, your body you cannot. So the insulin resistance, after a while of doing the intermittent fasting, your insulin is resting and it's thanking you for that. And then eventually it's going to get better. And once you get rid of insulin resistance, which there are books on that you can read if that's something that interests you. I did, and I've learned many, many great things. But once you understand that and you get through it, then you're going to find yourself being easily losing weight, or easier. It's going to be easier for you to lose the actual weight. So something to keep in mind. It also reduces the risk of inflammation. So you remember how I said yesterday in my video that when you lower your amount of carbs, you automatically get rid of all the fluid in your body, the extra inflammation that is not good, which causes high blood pressure, diabetes, things like that. Like it can create all kinds of things. By doing the intermittent fasting, you're actually going to get rid of some of the inflammation. It also reduces your blood sugar in your bloodstream by probably about 3 to 6%, which in turns will reduce your insulin level by 20 to 31%. That is huge. So it is a good thing, very good thing. It also will reduce your bad cholesterol, because it's going to be burning your own fat. It's going to be like your system is going to, it's going to get almost reborn. It's going to learn new ways of taking care of itself. So it's really good. It will also increase brain hormones. So when you first do your fasting and you do keto, for me anyway, at the beginning, you're going to find yourself having like brain fog. It's like your body is not used to all of this. First, you're changing from going to sugar to fat for fuel, for energy. On top of that, you're not feeding it at the beginning. So it takes a little while to adapt, which is what I call brain fog. But after a while, once you kick into ketosis and once you do intermittent fasting, even if you don't do keto and you do intermittent fasting, eventually you're going to get mental clarity. And it's hard to explain until you actually live it. So you will see, and then you can talk to me about it once you experience it. It's a good feeling to have. gives you more energy. It helps the growth of new cell as well. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of doctors will actually ask their patients to do intermittent fasting, and sometimes even with keto, they will ask them to do that because it helps the growth hormone, and it helps them when they undergo treatments where, the treatment is attacking the sick cells, and by growing some newer cells, healthy cells, it helps the whole process of getting better. So again, I am not a doctor, I'm not a health professional or anything. I do have a certification in nutrition and personal training. I have personal knowledge, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys. With that said, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you about intermittent fasting. I would say, what do you have to lose other than pounds, as I always say? And one thing that Dr. Berg, that I talked about earlier, my favorite keto doctor or professional or whatnot, always says is a lot of people have it wrong. They try to lose weight to get healthy. That is completely wrong. You have to get healthy to lose weight, and then losing weight will be so much better and easier and a beautiful thing for you to do. So by getting your insulin resistance under control, by eating better and making your body get the nutrients that it needs to function, you will feel like $1,000,000. Promise. So that's it with today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. Here in Moncton, New Brunswick, it's actually sunny and very nice. I'm going to do a little bit of yoga this morning to feed off my brain. It's always good for the soul and the brain as well. And then I'll probably do a little bit of weight training, muscle training or whatnot, because when you lose on keto, and I've lost a lot of weight, you get loose skin. So you have to try and the exercise will not necessarily make you lose more weight, but it's going to help you tone your muscles. And that's why I'm doing it and keeping me healthy. And then I have to work. So I do have a full-time job on top of doing this. So with that said, you all enjoy your day. You are all beautiful human beings, and you keep on rock and rolling. Have a great day, and talk to you again soon.